After 23 years of being on this planet, I have finally found my purpose in life.
Okay, you're not 23 or 28,
I'm not.
27.
No. It's Shapes.
Shapes.
Yeah, I've been playing this game called Shapes 2. Came out with new shapes.
Invented new shapes.
Yeah, and it's just you build a factory to make shapes like based off whatever request is coming in, and it's got trains in it to because the map is fucking massive. And then you just like make whatever shape and then you deposit it. And I have started working on making a machine that I can just input 3 colors into. There's only 3 colors available on the map. Put 3 colors into it and 4 of the basic shapes, and then make whatever I want. Like I just push a bunch of buttons on it. I made like a control board because there's a bunch of wires and signals and shit that you can do. I built like a little mini computer inside of this game so that I can push a bunch of buttons and it gives me the output I want.
You should get screened.
Or
Autism.
oh, probably.
Obsession with shapes.
I was
It's
showing
a little
Brent
crazy.
my factory, and he was like, "Jesus fuck! Like you made all this?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Speaking of our week and Brent, also, I watched F1 this week. Not the race.
Brad Pitt movie.
Yeah, the movie.
I still haven't watched that. I don't really have any desire to see it.
How long do F1 races last? Because I have watched one, but you know how like with football, when it's like a big football thing, it's like the playoffs or like the Super Bowl, coverage starts at like 6 a.m. and they're like, we're waking up the players, you know?
Yeah.
That's kind of how I get F1 is with every race.
Yeah.
So it's like a big like day-long thing. But like if you were to clock like, I guess like, okay, we're lining everyone up because there's not like a warm up, you know, you don't need to, I mean, there's the
formation lap.
The formation lap, but I'm talking like before they get in their cars and like physically start driving around, they're not doing a whole lot. They're, you know, making last minute modifications to their cars. How long, I guess, from the point of them like getting onto the track to finishing is an F1 race?
I'd say on average like 2 hours.
2 hours?
Yeah.
Okay. The movie is 2 hours and 45 minutes long. So it is longer than an F1 race. Granted, it does take place over an entire season.
Yeah.
But like, again, longer than an actual F1 race. If I went to see like an NFL, like there's a John Madden movie coming out. If I go to see that, and I really don't want to see it because of who's directing it, but Nick Cage is in it, so it's kind of like you got to go see it. If that movie is longer than a football game, I'm gonna be pissed.
Dude, this F1 season is going to be so fucking awful for Ferrari. Not that they did good last year, but this is a pretty big year for F1 because they're like changing pretty much the entire car. They got like new active aerodynamic systems and a bunch of other shit. But Ferrari came out and they were like, yeah, we made an engine that runs, but the second we put it into the car, it doesn't turn on. And then there was like a bunch of reveals of the cars over the past couple weeks, and then like testing days on each team's home track, and the Ferrari like stopped on the track after a single lap.
Okay, so I have a couple questions for you after watching the movie because I'm really lost. So first off, there are F1 drivers in the movie.
Yeah.
As cameos.
Yeah.
Like they're there.
Like pretty much all of them, I think.
They name drop Lewis Hamilton and the other guy.
Probably Max Verstappen.
Yeah, that guy. I think they're physically in the movie, but it's like they do not like talk.
Yeah.
They're just like there on camera. Brad Pitt's character is like 50. Obviously in this, so like I was like, I've never seen a 50-year-old F1 driver.
Yeah.
He did race F1 in the movie. He basically is like, oh, I've been racing. He does other types of races. I don't know what it's called, but like whatever Sean's dad does.
Just like lap racing.
Yeah,
like
but
time
like
trials.
Well, it's like professional though.
Okay.
I don't know if there's like a specific like league or whatever, but like he drives.
There might be, but I just don't know the name.
Yeah, like in the beginning of the movie, I think he drives a Porsche at a race. Like it's
it might
like
be GT3,
maybe
like that class.
But he does that. But he did drive F1, but it was when F1 wasn't as technical. Like they showed him driving an old F1 car, and it kind of just looked like an F1 car, but like there was no technology in it.
Yeah.
So they show him driving the old F1 car, but it's like no technology in it. But then he just like goes and does like NASCAR and all these other types of racing, and then just jumps right back into F1 like it's no like problem. And I find that hard to believe would be a thing.
I mean, it definitely is. Max Verstappen in particular, he's done like simulated Le Mans, but he has done other races. Like I think he did race GT3 at one point. I think he's done rally. So he's done a bunch of other races and stuff. Fundamentally, I guess it's kind of the same, maybe except for NASCAR, like transferring from one like race in one class to another race in another class.
Another thing I always forget is how ridiculous the courses are.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm just used to NASCAR courses, which is just drive in a circle.
Yeah.
And F1 courses are like, oh, you have to make this 90-degree turn, but if you slow down even for a fraction of a second, you'll die and also lose the race. But more importantly, you'll lose the race.
Yeah.
So another thing, like they build a new car in the middle of the season.
It's not the middle of the season right now.
Well, no. Like in the movie.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like in the movie, Brad Pitt is just like, I got this, and then he basically plays Han Solo.
Like, no, yeah, that
like,
happens all the time. Teams have a certain amount of like power unit swaps, transmission swaps, engine swaps, like wing swaps that they can do, and after that happens, you're still allowed. Like if your power unit goes out, you need a new power unit. You're still allowed to replace it. You just get penalized starting position.
Gotcha. I also just did not realize like how big the teams were behind these people.
Oh yeah, they're fucking massive.
Yeah, like he had like, well, first off, there's two of them, so there's two guys, the main characters, but they're rivals, but they're also on the same team.
Mm-hmm.
And like his whole thing is like, Brad Pitt's whole thing is like, the company that he races for is like about to go out of business. Well, the racing division is, because it's Apex.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if that's a real brand or not.
I mean, I'm sure it's a real brand, but it's not a real Formula One team.
Yeah, so that racing division, they're down like 350 million.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're like, oh, we're gonna go out of business. We have to win this season.
They would have been way out of business before 350 million.
Yeah, that's like, that's the whole thing. Is like they've also just never like won. They have like a rookie on their team. He's never like, he's a good driver, but he's never like done anything crazy or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so they bring in Brad Pitt to like help him out, and they just proceed to place in last like the entire season. And they're like, all right, last race, we got to win this or else we're going to go out of business. But yeah, I was watching it, and it's did you ever see the Top Gun sequel?
Mm-mm.
Same guy who did the Top Gun sequel. Watched it and I was like, yeah, this is definitely a movie made by that guy. Like there is a older guy who's past his prime and a younger guy who's in his prime, and there is vehicles, and they have to do an impossible thing in an impossible amount of time. And
you just copy pasted the
it literally is like
from
it is
Top Gun.
It pretty much is. In the sequel to Top Gun is, oh, there's this villain that's not Iran, and it's definitely not Russia, but it's in the snow, and they're also making nukes, but we can't show them. But what we need to do is we need to drive through this canyon, and you need to bomb the canyon in like I don't even know what it's called, but like you go up, and then it's like basically like in like, imagine a volcano. Mm-hmm. The nuke's in the volcano. Don't know why. You go up the volcano thing, you go down, drop your payload, bomb it, and then go up. But it's in a canyon, and to like do it and make sure they know, or they don't know that you're coming, you have to fly through the canyon. Mm-hmm. And you only have like, I think like 30 seconds from taking off from the fucking Navy ship off the coast or whatever. And they're like, basically like half the movie is them just running the simulation of being able to do this formation. And you have an impossible amount of time. And F1 is just, wow, we have to shave 9 seconds off of everything.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down even to like fractions of a second.
Yeah, there's multiple scenes where so I don't understand it all, but like they're arguing over tires, hard or soft tires. And Brad Pitt's like, okay, my tires are literally like, the whole thing is Brad Pitt basically is like, from my understanding of watching one race, he's basically like Max Verstappen.
Okay.
Like he's like a jackass like on the course. Like he's very aggressive and like touts the line of kind of like, is that a penalty or is that, you know, just kind of playing the game. So like one of the things he does is he'll like in the movie, he'll like get up on people, and you know how if you ask me how racing works, it is 3, 2, 1, go. Everyone goes and races the course, and if you get past, you get past. But that's just not how it works. Apparently, in F1, you have to like let people pass, or like you can't, like if someone like clearly like win, like if you're both going around a corner and one of you comes out a little bit ahead, you have to like give that person a clearing.
Yeah.
And so what he'll do in the movie is like he would like basically force people to get up on his ass and then kind of like tap them and then like practically kill them. Like he tries to kill Max Verstappen like twice in the movie.
God, I wish.
And so he like will do that. Like there's in the final race, he loses 2 bumpers. And Javier Bardem's like, those are worth like $500,000. What are you doing?
That's crazy. A wing change pit stop, like even one can cost you the fucking race, and they're supposed to win this last race. So that's even though they've been placing last the entire season, it doesn't fucking matter.
A couple of things he does is he kicks gravel up. He forces someone onto the gravel with him, kicks gravel up on them, pops his tires.
Yeah, your car is fucked.
Then he goes into the pit stop and he's like, I want soft tires. I'm like, the weather's not right for soft tires. You have to have hard tires. And he just sits there at the pit stop. And like they put everything on his car. And like he just sits there, and first of all, the announcers are like really British, so there's like announcers like narrating it all, and they're like, oh my god.
I think it's the actual announcers from because they have different announcers. They have like a set of announcers on ESPN, they have a set of announcers on F1 TV. I think they might have the same announcers on like YouTube TV. But yeah, there's different announcers, and I think it's the ones that are from F1 TV. I forget their names right now, but they're really good.
Yeah. So essentially Brad Pitt's whole like shtick, his whole plan comes down to, I'm gonna drive this car until it's about to blow up. And hopefully at that point my teammate will get enough like risings in the rankings throughout the race to be able to like pull ahead, and then I will also pull ahead, and then we'll finish first and second. Don't know how that was going to work, but at one point during the last race, they're like, okay, his wing is gone, but he basically, what he does is he forces a safety car onto the, like he continuously forces the safety car to come out so that like he can slow down and like everyone has a chance to catch up. And then like his rookie guy is able to like start making moves or whatever. His wing's gone, his tires are literally falling off, like straight up flat and like flapping around, and they're like, all right, we got to build a car in 3 seconds at a pit stop. And like that's what it comes down to, is them being able to do this like pit stop thing where they replace his wing, all 4 of his tires, and like a bunch of other shit on his car in like 3 seconds flat.
Yeah, they can do that. They can replace the front wing at a pit stop, but it's not going to take 3 seconds. You're usually there at least like 15, 20.
Yeah, it literally is like that was like what it came down to. It was just kind of it was an interesting movie, but like I watched it and I was just like, I have no investment like in this source material. And Apple very clearly made this movie because they got the rights to F1 to like broadcast it. And so
dude, I'm so hyped for that. I don't have to pay anymore. I don't have to watch like pirated streams anymore.
Is it free?
I mean, it's on Apple TV, and I have an Apple TV like subscription.
Oh, okay.
So I'm hoping it's included.
Oh no, okay, that's what I meant. I didn't know if you had Apple TV or not.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a decent movie, but like, there's a specific audience for it.
Yeah.
They don't take the time to explain anything in the movie. So if you're not like, if you don't really understand F1, you're just like...
Well, from what I've heard, if you do understand F1, the movie like kind of pisses you off. So it's like some fine middle ground between people who are interested in F1 but don't understand it too deeply.
Well, I think it's like this. So imagine you're a football fan, right? And they make a football movie like about the NFL. But the main characters are like, I don't know, the fucking Buccaneers. Or like 0-16, right? They're like, or the Raiders back in like 2010 when they were really, really, really bad. And the movie is about the Raiders, and they don't explain to anyone watching the movie like how football works, but then somehow the Raiders end up winning the Super Bowl at the end of this. Like, that's kind of what it is like they assume the audience is smart enough to understand F1, but dumb enough to be like, that could happen.
I mean, I'm sure the movie did great in Europe and everywhere else that's not America. Because F1 is huge everywhere else in the world.
F1,
it's getting pretty big here too, I think.
Yeah, so they go to Vegas. Like, that's how like recent it is.
Yeah,
like they do American, they do Miami, and they do Vegas.
Yeah, they shot the Vegas scenes in 2024, I think, and then during that Grand Prix, there were a bunch of like clips that came out from people in the stands, like filming the scenes.
Do you remember Rogue One? Mm-hmm. How in the final battle over Scarif, there's like archival footage of A New Hope that they didn't use.
Yeah.
So there's a couple scenes in racing where it's like most of the scenes in the racing, this is what I liked, is the racing scenes, because it was not, well, there was many scenes of just like Brad Pitt's face and the other guy's, I don't remember his name's face. But a lot of the scenes were POVs. So they strapped cameras to the front of these F1 cars, and you were like seeing it like at the very tip of the wing, so you're like at the ground level. So it was really cool to see that, like they were taking turns with it. It was really cool.
Yeah, they have a bunch of cameras all over that car, but like even for the normal races you can the cool thing I liked about F1 TV is you could choose which camera angle you were watching. They have a camera inside of their helmets too, so you can see from the driver's POV. So
there's a lot of POV shots in the movie, which I thought was cool because it kind of like kept the framing nice and tight. But then it would cut to like footage of the races, and you're like, oh, that's just ESPN footage or whatever broadcasting company had the rights to F1 previously.
Yeah.
Because you're like, that's just a regular race. Like the camera quality is completely different. It's a completely different lighting. There's no professional lighting. It's just the track lighting. Like, you can just tell that they just took archival footage from a race in Vegas or a race in Miami or a race in Milan. But yeah, it's just, I watched it and I was like, this is like, because it got nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah.
And the kind of crazy thing about it is that it's an Apple TV movie. And usually when Apple does streaming movies, it's either straight to streaming or they'll release it in theaters for 2 weeks and then put it on streaming while it's still in theaters. This didn't come to streaming until like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I was about to say, I didn't know Apple TV made it. I knew it was on there because I've seen it advertised to me, but I didn't know that they made it.
Apple doesn't make the movies. Apple's like A24.
Oh,
like they're the distributor. So it'll say like Apple Films on it, but they just like provide the funding for it. And then they usually collaborate with an actual studio. So I think I want to say it was WB. I know for a fact it wasn't Paramount because Paramount didn't get a single Oscar nomination this year. Kind of poetic justice on their part. But I think they collaborated with WB. But even with like Killers of the Flower Moon, which should have won Best, well, I don't know, it was up against Oppenheimer. It was a contender for Best Picture. They like put it in theaters and then like 2 weeks later it was on Apple TV. And so, you know, it was weird. But I don't know. Perfectly fine movie. I don't think it's a Best Picture contender. And the soundtrack was awful. The soundtrack was like just music. Like they just like went onto like Apple Music and hit like Viral 50 shuffle. Like it was like Tate McRae. I'm pretty sure Travis Scott was on it. And I was just like, is there a single orchestra? You can make like tense music for modern movies with an orchestra.
I have not heard Travis Scott's name since he like killed 4 people. Is he still releasing music?
He released an album like this year.
Did he?
Yes.
It's only been a month.
No, sorry, last year, 2025. Speaking of killing.
Oh yeah, he released Utopia in 2023.
Maybe, yeah. Was that his most recent?
No, it was Jack Boys 2 with Jack Boys and Travis Scott.
There you go. I was like, I could have sworn. Speaking of killing 4 people, I do want to thank Donald Trump for turning me into a single issue voter, like seemingly overnight. I've never been a single issue voter before, but
all I gotta say is this is what the Second Amendment was written for.
Everyone get more pro.
I'm not a 2A person, but I mean, it's there, an option.
Even this is really funny. Even Gavin Newsom was on Twitter this morning basically being like, Republicans hate the Second Amendment. And I was like, okay, we live in California, brother. We hate the Second Amendment here. Let's work on that. But if you were to tell me a year ago that in the national divorce, liberals were getting the Second Amendment, I'd probably believe you because anything is possible a year ago. But yeah, I'll vote for anyone who strings up people like Mussolini.
Well, you should vote for me then. I'll start at the top and work my way down.
Well, that's the thing is people were like, Donald Trump needs to be tried. And it's like, brother, I don't know how to tell you this. Donald Trump is not going to be here come July.
They should put.
That's not a threat. That is just a. That is. I have seen that.
That's a promise.
That's no. That I've seen.
That's a promise from Cameron.
No, fuck my full name. No, I just that man wears a catheter. You've seen his hands. That man's decaying. He's not. Did you see that thing that he said where he was like, I'm not so sure I'm gonna make it to heaven.
Yeah,
like, he knows. Everyone knows. It's before the end of the year.
We should put one of those little charges in his head that they put in people in Mission Impossible 3, the topic of today's Learning Curve podcast episode.
Let's go! Episode 51. I'm staring at Havoc. I'm about to throw something at him.
Dude, his ear, like, kind of being tucked back is fucking killing me.
He's real stupid.
Oh my god, you know what else is killing me? I have not watched the full video. I just got sent a clip of it, but there was like this debate that I guess was put up on YouTube by whatever channel does those like debates. You know what I'm talking about? It's where it's like a circle and then there's two people that go in the middle.
Jubilee.
Yeah.
I hate those things.
Yeah, they did one where I guess it was like white women versus Vietnam veterans or some shit.
This is the whole thing is like they always do this and it's so unethical because the people they get don't engage in debates from an honest standpoint.
Yeah.
Like they'll be like, 20 Nazis versus one like generic voter.
Yeah.
And it's like the generic voter is like kind of a centrist, so he's like, I can both sides the Nazis thing, and then the Nazis are like, I really think you should die.
Yeah.
Actually, I really, really hate anyone that's not a white landowning man.
The clip I've seen from this one is like some lady, she's like, oh yeah, I passed a kidney stone, which is worse than being which is a pain worse than giving birth while on my period right after my boyfriend broke up with me, so I know real pain. And then the guy is just sitting there and he's like, we were outside Da Nang 1 second, Petey was cracking jokes, and then we hit a landmine, half of his body is hanging off a tree. Have you ever heard a man try to scream with no lungs? And then the lady is like, oh my fucking god. Like, and then all of the people behind him, you could just see like the 50-yard stare in their fucking eyes when he's talking about it, because they're all reliving their PD moments.
Was it a American Vietnam veteran?
He sounded American.
Did he not look American?
Well,
and by American I mean white.
That's not my decision to make.
Did he look Vietnamese? Is what I'm asking. Was he Viet Cong or was he not Viet Cong?
He probably wasn't Viet Cong.
Okay, cool. We got to get him to lay down. Go lay down. Okay, go ahead and stand behind me. No, he's fine.
Okay.
Just let him roam around as long as he doesn't start making noise.
But yeah, Mission Impossible 3.
Mission Impossible 3, let's go. Tom Cruise is right here.
Finally locked down a bad bitch.
Yeah, let's get started. I got to bring out the format because I don't know what our format is anymore. We haven't done these in so long.
I thought we would just talk about the movie.
Well, yeah, but there's certain things I want to talk about.
Oh, okay.
Do it in every one. I always forget how this movie just opens.
Yeah.
Like it just no context, end of the movie.
Yeah. Non-linear storytelling. That's how I watched The Gentleman. You ever seen that movie?
The Gentleman?
The Gentleman?
No.
Yeah. It's like it came out a few years ago. It's like some fucking British like gangster movie, but it's really good. It opens with like Matthew McConaughey being executed, but no spoilers. That's the middle of the movie.
Okay.
It's not
I mean, if it
end.
opens with it, I mean, it can't really be a spoiler, can it?
I mean, if I keep talking, it will be.
Oh, okay. Well, Mission Impossible 3. Let's take a look at when this movie came. It came out in 2006.
Perfect timing.
Why?
2008 was about to happen.
What was in 2008?
The housing market crash.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, okay. So this movie came out in 2006. It is amazing how much this movie looks like a Transformers movie.
That's what I was thinking when Tom Cruise was like hella fucking... Because, yeah, in the opening scene especially, he just looks like Sam Witwicky, how he's always like dirty and sweaty and shit. I was like, wow.
Do you know that scene that scene where they go to Germany to rescue Ferris? And they're like about to get on their helicopter and the other helicopter's coming at them?
Yeah.
There's like a scene that's that exact same shot in Revenge of the Fallen, where like it's the big fucking like tractor guy, and he's like driving towards them and he like transforms at them. But yeah, this movie was directed by J.J. Abrams.
That was also a shocker to me because, again, this is a movie I have not seen since I was a child. But I saw J.J. Abrams and I was like, there's going to be a fucking ridiculous amount of lens flare in this movie. Well, I didn't really notice it if there was any.
No, but the whole thing is like, it's one of those movies where you watch it and you're like, okay. And then you hear was directed by J.J. Abrams and you say, yeah, okay, I saw it. Like, yeah, I definitely didn't notice it, but I believe you because it does match that. Do you know J.J. Abrams has only directed 6 movies?
What, that Star Trek trilogy, this one, number 5 is the second Star Wars sequel, and then number 6 E.T.
First Star Wars sequel.
Oh, I thought he did the second one.
He did The Force Awakens and he did The Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, why did I think E.T. was his last one?
So this was technically, wait, let me see when Super 8 came out. Super 8 came out in 2011. So this was his first movie. This was his directorial debut. Otherwise, he just produced...
That's why there's no crazy lens flare, because he was still getting his feet wet.
Yeah. Otherwise, he's just a producer. I didn't know this like until I told you this just now, that he was only directed 8 movies. And he didn't even direct a full Star Trek trilogy. He directed the first 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought he did all 3.
No. Who did this third one? It's called Star Trek Beyond.
Yeah.
My uncle worked on the first 2. He didn't work on the third one. Star Trek Beyond was directed by Justin Lin, who also did...
Those are good
Holy
movies.
shit.
I like
1,
those
2,
movies.
3, 4, 5 Fast and Furious movies.
Damn.
That's crazy commitment. I think that's a perfect person to direct a Star Trek movie. Someone who's done 5 Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
This is also another movie, speaking of how this movie looked, where you watch it and you go, yeah, Chris Nolan watched this movie.
Which part?
The part where he dangles someone out of a plane interrogating them.
Oh, yeah.
The part where they randomly just go to China in the middle of the movie. And then the part where, while they're in China, you have someone dive bomb off of a blue skyscraper.
Yeah.
And slide down the glass and stop at the last second. Like, it literally was just like The Dark Knight and then a little bit of The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
This movie was coming hot off the heels of Magnolia, which was Paul Thomas Anderson's second full-length feature movie with Tom Cruise and Philip Seymour Hoffman in it.
These two were just popping at the time, huh?
Well, Tom Cruise was like the biggest movie star in the world at this point. Like, yeah. He was like he is the face of movies, but he was like the definitive face of movies. Like, if Timothée Chalamet is like the new it guy, like Tom Cruise was Timothée Chalamet back then. Like, he was in everything.
And it's crazy that motherfucker has a middle tooth.
Yeah, this is when you first start to notice it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So one of the things that Tom Cruise does is very clearly, I don't know, he's never like talked about it, but he clearly works with certain people, and when he works with someone different and kind of vibes with them, he steals them. for his next project. And I think that's what he did here, because Philip Seymour Hoffman was in Magnolia with him. And they pretty much exclusively were in scenes together in Magnolia. And so like it's very clear that like he worked with him, which is really funny because it's very clear that him and Paul Thomas Anderson don't get along. Because they did Magnolia, and then Paul Thomas Anderson went on to direct a movie about Scientology and how much he hates it. And then Philip Seymour Hoffman was like, I'll be in your movie, that's fine.
When did Tom Cruise get into Scientology? Was it by this point already?
Oh, him and Nicole Kidman, I think, divorced way early on in the 2000s.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, this is still pretty early in the 2000s.
He was doing the Scientology thing when he was doing Eyes Wide Shut. But again, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Sorry, when you're the father of cinema, you get one free pass. Let's see, what else do we want?
Because you know he's big into I do my own stunts like type shit. Which one?
That's what I was watching.
Do you think?
I was watching this today, and I was like,
"There's no way he did the fulcrum."
The swing?
Yeah, where he like detaches his belt and like fucking falls onto the glass. There's no way he did that for real.
I can imagine him doing parts of it in a studio.
Yeah.
I think maybe sliding down the building he probably did. I can imagine that.
I was thinking maybe the base jump.
Or the bridge scene where
the bridge scene would have been so fucking cheap to do.
Where he jumps over the like
that gap wasn't that big. They made it way more dramatic than it needed to be.
Yeah. Well, okay. I don't know. The we'll talk about this in a second because it's one of my favorite parts of the movie. The part where he recreates the cable scene from one definitely
he
was
definitely done that easy.
But yeah,
Dude, I will say one thing that I noticed throughout this movie. Whatever company makes the G36, I can't remember what it is right now. I'm pretty sure it's a German-based company, considering it's the like German military's primary firearm. They must have had a great contract with whatever the movie studio was, because unless there was an MP5 or a Beretta on screen, every single gun was a G36.
Okay, so I'm gonna guess that it was the bridge scene that was real. Because fun fact on here, special effects technician Steve Scott Wheatley sued Paramount Pictures and Tom Cruise's production company for gross negligence after the pyrotechnics in a stunt in which he was involved in went wrong and was engulfed in a ball of flame.
You're a stunt man. That's part of the job. Suck it up.
He suffered third-degree burns over 60% of his body.
Yeah, suck it up.
Suck it up. No, I mean, there was really no explode. I mean, I guess
on the bridge,
the bridge, and then the very like first German scene.
Yeah.
Other than that, everything was pretty tame as far as explosions go. Tom Cruise apparently took a pay cut of his usual $20 million to finance this movie, which is something he does a lot. He like takes.
He's like, yeah, I'll do it for this much.
Yeah.
Actually, just kidding.
Well, no,
you have a coupon.
He takes less for a cut of the box office. Up front. Okay, so this was one of the things I was going to bring up. Was I really enjoy how this movie just completely forgets what happened in Mission Impossible 2. Like they once again just do a completely different timeline. Yeah. Because where was what's her face from the second movie where he's like, I love you, let's go, and like.
Yeah. No. Okay. So I was like I said, I was a kid when I last saw this. I am pretty sure Julia does not come back in Mission Impossible 4, right?
She does.
Or does she die at the beginning?
She doesn't. She does not die.
Okay.
So Julia comes back at the end of 4 to basically be like, I can't be with you, because like and this is the whole thing, is the movies do this thing where it just starts off with like stuff happening off screen essentially, but it's not like, oh, Ethan got a haircut or had a kid off screen. Like it's like Ethan got married or got divorced or someone was assassinated or there was a leadership change or whatever off screen. Yeah. And so she comes back at the end of 4 to basically be like, I can't be with you. Okay. Like we can't be together because you're too attached to your job and like it's too dangerous. And then she comes back in Fallout.
Interesting.
Have you never seen Fallout?
I don't think so.
Fallout's the one with Henry Cavill.
Huh?
Fallout's the one with Henry Cavill.
Oh yeah, then I have, I guess. But it's
Okay.
been forever since I've seen that one. My memory of the ending on this movie, I guess, is just really fucked because I thought she dies like after a car goes off a bridge and
Oh,
then they land in the water. Like the whole time I'm just expecting her to die and then she just doesn't.
doesn't die.
And
No,
I'm like, what the fuck?
she canonically does not die, and it's not even really a spoiler because guess what? She's not in the last 2 movies.
Well, I wouldn't expect her to be if they got divorced in 4.
But she comes back in 6.
Hmm.
And not just like a movie, like she's an integral part of like the last portion of the movie in 6.
Interesting.
Like she's in the last like 45 minutes of the movie. And they just don't bring her back. But this is a fun fact. So Thandie Newton, that was the girl who played, I don't remember her name in the last movie.
Yeah.
The girl was offered the chance to reprise the role of Naya. That's her name, but turned it down due to spending time with her family. Her role in the story was later changed to a new character named Leah, but when J.J. Abrams took over directing the project, the character was totally scrapped from the story. And that's what I was like, okay, so I don't remember her name in the movie.
Wait, they went from Naya
to some random person
to Leah,
and then
J.J. Abrams was like
no,
Julia.
Yes.
Real creative with the names.
Well, and that's the thing is Naya was an agent. Like she was an actual like trained person.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I couldn't remember if her name was also Naya or not. Or if they just like
the other Asian girl that was in
the
this
other
one?
Asian, yeah. And so I was like, is she supposed to be Naya or is she like a complete? And she's just a new character.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is like in between the movies, Tom Cruise is like now retired.
Mm-hmm.
Ethan's like doesn't work anymore. He's just a field trainer, or he just trains people to go in the field. He doesn't go in the field anymore. Luther has his own team.
Yeah,
it's like a completely different team, not comprised of Benji. Like it's just
Benji's just in a lab.
Him and oh god, what's his name? Declan, which is like a crazy name to give an Irish person. Like that would, I don't know. That's like giving an Asian person a stereotypical name. Like Declan is the most Irish name you can think of.
No, it's not.
Declan McGregor. Like
yeah, I could think of way more. Like Patrick,
yeah. But yeah, he has like his own team. So there's just like this, like it's like you have to kind of put the puzzle pieces together of what happened off camera in this movie.
I mean, that's fine. I don't want them to be like,
this is what happened.
Oh,
yeah.
Ethan retired. He trains people now. I like them being like meeting up, and also the brand placement in this was crazy. Meeting up in the 7-Eleven and then tapping on like the Kodak camera.
The fucking Kodak camera, like that's how they delivered the mission.
Yeah.
You know what's so fun? This is really
had when he was holding it up to his eye, they had the little red Kodak thing on it visible the entire time.
So this isn't really a spoiler. In the last movie, the way they deliver the mission to him, VHS tape. Just plugs it into a VCR and just watches it on the TV. Like they just give up completely on like
crazy ass like
things,
contraptions, like the exploding sunglasses.
Yeah, it's just a VCS thing. Granted, the circumstances of the last movie kind of dictate that like it needs to be like a serious thing, but it's just funny.
Yeah, I don't mind them like meeting up in a 7-Eleven and being like, "You're training our people now, but we need you back in the field," and you're like, "Oh, okay, that's why he's like at home."
Yeah. So, I don't remember. I just didn't remember.
Calm down. I think he sees a ghost.
Clearly. I just don't remember Lawrence Fishburne. I remember him being in the movie. I don't remember him being like a good guy. I could have sworn.
That whole thing is just kind of like, I think, a twist they threw in there just to throw like another twist in there.
Right.
Because I mean, I know I just said that's fine, them not explaining everything in the movie and then just kind of like letting you figure it out yourself. But how the fuck did the call from what's his face, Lawrence Fishburne's character to Damien, like get recorded and then get sent to Ethan.
Yeah.
But Lawrence Fishburne is not a bad guy. Like,
and they never explained why the girl was like, what's her Ferris? Why she was like, it's Lawrence Fishburne. He's the bad guy. Like, she just got it wrong. Like, she was just a bad agent.
Yeah.
Like, he was totally justified in telling Ethan, like, you did not train her.
Yeah, you didn't train her right.
Yeah. She was bad. She got captured on purpose, delivered the wrong message, died. Like,
yeah. It's like the Ethan's like next boss up being the bad guy at the end of it. I'm like, okay, there's like, why did he release Ethan to go get the rabbit's foot if they were just gonna buy it?
Right.
And like, why it didn't really make sense to me. I was like, okay.
So again, I keep kind of hinting at this because you haven't seen the last two. This movie is the prequel to the last two. Like, it is the first in like a 3-part thing, technically. Like, you could theoretically watch only 3, 7, and 8.
And have a complete movie.
And have a complete story.
Okay.
But it's so like, you don't watch the MCU anymore. Mm-mm. So it's like, it's hard to kind of create an analogy, but in the newest Captain America movie, it basically says, hey, do you remember we made an Incredible Hulk movie?
Oh, yeah, and like, fucking Harrison Ford is like the Red Hulk or some shit.
But like, the movie basically asks the viewers, like, do you remember that Hulk movie we made in 2008 and haven't even thought about since?
Yeah.
Well, this is the sequel. Like, it's so, like, that's kind of what 7 and 8 do for 3. Okay. Like, they're like, oh, the rabbit's foot? You haven't heard? Yeah, so the movie just asks, the 7 and 8 are going to ask you to remember this movie. So it's just out of nowhere. And they don't bring anyone from this movie back. Like, Lawrence Fishburne does not come back. Obviously, Billy Crudup does not come back. Like,
what is the gap between like this movie that we just watched and then the next one?
So
because they took like, I feel like 10 years off.
So right? I think that's the whole thing. Is I'm pretty sure that this movie was meant to be
like the final
movie, or like not necessarily the final movie, but it was supposed to end with a bookend. Yeah. So that, like, in case nothing else got made, like,
yeah, because it's a perfectly fine ending. Like, Ethan finishes up his missions. They say he's gonna get a job at the White House. Maybe he's married to his girl. Like, everything just kind of ends real nice. Also, I find it really funny how she has no idea what Ethan does for a living. He tells her at the end after he saves her from Owen, and then all of a sudden she's allowed inside of this classified building, just kicking it with his homies.
What gets me is he goes, I work for the Impossible Mission Force, and she even
she's like, that's a dumbass name. Yeah.
Ghost Protocol came out in 2011.
Okay, so it wasn't nearly as long as I thought.
But it's still 5 years.
Yeah.
That's a pretty decent sized gap.
Yeah.
Like, that's not, they clearly didn't think it was going to keep going.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to our positives and negatives for this. So what is, like, your favorite parts of this movie? I have, as always, Luther.
Yeah.
Like, it's Luther, but specifically, it is the fact that 3 times in this movie, a character pulls out a gun, like a standard gun, to fight an aircraft and wins.
That's what I was thinking, because on the bridge scene they have like a predator drone just letting off hellfire missiles, and Ethan is like,
this dump real quick.
This like, G36 that shoots what I think it shoots 5.56. It probably doesn't, but some similar caliber. Let me just mag dump this aircraft. The bullet caliber, like, those drones are not very sturdy, but that bullet caliber is not enough to completely cut the wing off of the drone.
Yeah, it like kamikazes itself into something. In the beginning of the movie in Berlin, Luther fights a helicopter with a flare gun.
Yeah, dude,
even cooler.
That was sick. Like,
only Luther could do that. And the thing is it completely just follows, because it's like that scene where, like, they're like, the helicopter's here, and then Ethan kind of looks out, and then Luther like pops out like a ball.
Yeah, both of them looking out the side. I'm like, the fuck good is that gonna do for you?
And then Luther does it again on the bridge scene. He takes out he tries to take out another helicopter with a gun.
Yeah,
but it's just like a Glock. or whatever. Like, it was not a big gun. It wasn't even an automatic. It was just a gun.
Yeah. One of my favorite parts, as always, I love just like the crazy ass gadgets they have in this shit. My favorite one was
the
when
Batman spray.
The Batman spray was good, but at the beginning when they're rescuing that agent, they like identify her by the layout of her veins through a wall.
Oh,
and I was like, oh, that's kind of sick. Like,
okay, so that's another thing is
they said like vascular ID confirmed, and I was like, damn, that's kind of cool.
they okay. So this movie obviously, or this series, is obviously meant to a degree parody Bond.
Yeah.
Not like parody, but you know, it's supposed to kind of, it's intentionally.
It's like, this is the American version.
It's the American version, but it's intentionally like kind of amped up to 11, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's everything that's like, okay, kind of silly about Bond, like leaning into the silliness, right?
Yeah.
Like the exploding sunglasses and you know. So with Bond it's like Q always has the right gadget for him, you know. Oh, you need, you know, I don't know, you're going to be signing a check. Here's a pen with a, you know.
Here's a pen with a bomb in it.
A pen with a bomb in it. Or the ink is
you
like
need to track somebody. Here's a watch with a bomb in it.
The ink is like nanotechnology that like has like tracers laced into it. So it will track the ink, you know. He's given that at the beginning of the movie, right? Bond is, you know, he meets with Q. In this franchise, Tom Cruise or Ethan Hunt just always seems to have the gadgets with him. You know, like they're on the helicopter and she's like, "Oh my God, my head is about to explode." And he somehow puts it together that she has a microchip, and he pulls out a gadget. He pulls out like a brain
scanner specifically, and he's like, "Yeah, let me look into her. This is my scanning your brain for explosives device that I just so happen to have in my pocket."
Not only does he have that and it like scans her brain, it doesn't just show like an anomaly in her brain. It shows the word magnesium written on the thing, like through the X-ray.
Oh, I thought that was like it analyzing it and being like, oh, this has magnesium, nitroglycerin, and then it had some other
image on his screen that he's looking at shows the word magnesium on the capsule.
Was it on the capsule? Yeah. I thought it was like off to the side because it was like,
no, it was on the capsule.
Oh, okay.
So he's just able to like see that in detail. Like, it's just like everything they have is just like so like over the top, but they just happen to have it.
Yeah.
Like
the China scene where he's like, okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fulcrum swing from this building to that building, which he does the math, whatever, fine. And then he's like, okay, and then I'm going to need a parachute. Can you get me a parachute? And they're like, we're in Shanghai, you can get anything. And then they have 2 hours until his girl gets executed, and so they need to gather the equipment. They need to break into like several different buildings. They also got like a baseball launcher,
in Shanghai
to shoot baseballs at like. I mean, baseball is pretty big in Asian countries, but like it's like, how do you get all of that in 2 hours, break into 2 separate buildings, climb all the way up to the roof, and then set that shit up?
That's what I love about these movies, is it just asks you to suspend disbelief, and you just say, yeah, that's fine, okay.
Yeah.
I think another big selling point for me in this movie was when he gets up on the wall at the Vatican, looks directly at the screen and says, Humpty Dumpty's gonna fall off this wall.
Yes. I saw that shit. I was like, what the fuck?
He
did like a
happening.
Deadpool level fourth wall break. He looks directly at the camera.
Humpty Dumpty sits on a wall.
Yeah. And like, he wasn't saying it to his team to say as like a code phrase. Is like, I'm on the wall.
Looks right at the camera
just
and says
it to me.
Just
I'm like,
such
okay.
a camp moment. That whole break-in scene, I think, for me was like the best part of the movie, because it's just so over the top and dumb. Like, he's able to get up on the wall first off, which is cool. He does like the tenet. Again, Christopher Nolan watched this movie, saw someone reverse rappel up a wall.
Oh,
like they did in Tenet.
Yeah. They did just so much better in Tenet, though, with the fucking bungees.
Okay, but like this 2006 versus 2020. Like, special effects,
they had
right?
Catapults in 2006. Are you kidding me?
100% certain that
catapult
Chris
technology
Nolan
wasn't
put
discovered.
David, what's his name? John David Washington and Robert Pattinson on a bungee cord and just launched them up a building. I'm 100% certain that's what he did. Tom Cruise didn't think that far ahead.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, why haven't they made a movie together?
What, Tom Cruise and Chris Nolan?
Yeah, because like he doesn't like CGI, and Tom Cruise doesn't like stunt doubles.
Yeah.
Like,
that would be crazy.
Do you know that Tom Cruise was supposed to be in the F1 movie?
I think I did.
The guy who directed it obviously did Top Gun Maverick, and so Tom Cruise really likes his directors that he works with.
Yeah.
Naturally, Tom Cruise put in his contract that he wanted to drive the F1 cars. that there was to be no stunt drivers for him, that he was to drive and do the tracks and learn how to do it.
I mean,
and the director said, no, we're not doing that in this movie.
If I remember right, Brad Pitt did drive an actual F1 car for some of the scenes, but he didn't do like full laps, if I remember right. But he was still going, not obviously full speed in it, but pretty fucking quick.
Yeah.
And he had like, they showed setups of the cameras they use for filming like the shots of Brad Pitt. He had a fat fucking like DSLR in the center of his field of view that he had to look around while he was driving.
That's crazy. But yeah, the entire Vatican sequence, just perfect, right? Because you got them arguing in Italian, but they don't look Italian.
Yeah.
They're just like a white guy and an Irish guy.
Yeah.
And they're arguing in Italian. Then he rappels up the wall, does the Humpty Dumpty thing, but while he's up there, he somehow has like a Kodak camera that can just print out an image on his chest, like perfectly. And then he has that thing where like it's like a laser pointer that measures the distance to the ground, and that like automatically adjusts the like cord thing when he goes down the other end. And then he like takes off his clothes and he's just in a priest uniform.
Yeah,
like just absolute like lunacy. And the concept of the Vatican having like a server room beneath the church, beneath the Sistine Chapel, they're just like, we got fucking grok down here.
Yeah, with the whole like climbing the Vatican wall thing, I was thinking like about why they stopped the van right there, and I'm like, okay, well they maybe they're trying to stop traffic so nobody sees them climb up the wall.
No,
traffic is just flowing fine. There's people like walking on the sidewalk next to him as he's rappelling up the wall.
Well, that's the thing. So in the scene where they're stopped traffic, they're like arguing, and it's like very clearly like an act to like stop traffic and put them on.
Yeah.
But then they just like stop arguing, and Tom Cruise is like, okay, don't forget the smoke, and just walks away.
Yeah, he just walks away. Does nobody see that? Also, if you can just rappel up the wall while people are within 10 feet of you, just park next to the wall. Yeah. Why did you have to stop traffic? Do they just want to show off their little smoke machine gadget?
That is one thing I did notice about this movie, is that this is, I think, the only Mission Impossible that I can think of where the plan is not, at the very end at least, is not insanely convoluted. It does revolve around Ethan giving the villain exactly what the villain wants, but it's not like this insanely convoluted plan where everything has to go right. Like, I'm not so certain Ethan had a plan after he gave Damien the rabbit's foot.
Yeah.
Like, that they didn't do this thing of like, okay, here's what we're going to do. They just simply like, we're going to grab the rabbit's foot and give it to Damien.
Yeah, there wasn't anything like, I mean, aside from the Vatican, but there wasn't any like super secure building that they had to break into.
Why were there guards up on those skyscrapers in Shanghai?
Because they knew Tom Cruise was in town.
They knew someone was in town. Yeah, I don't know. This movie was like, I think it was super. This is at least up until this point for 1 and 2. This was the most fast paced, I think, of the three. I think it kind of started full gas, and there really was only like 1 or 2 scenes where it was like, okay, this is kind of slow.
Yeah.
One of those scenes being when he gets married.
Yeah, I was about to say, I love this scene where he gets married, because he's like, his wife is on the roof of the hospital basically being like, are you cheating on me? And he's like, no. And then she was like, how can I be sure? And then he marries her. And then immediately after, they pull like a shitty hospital TV show movie and like fuck in the supply closet.
That's how COVID started.
Like,
that's okay. So that was one of the things that is one of my breaking points for this. Not breaking point, but like one of the things I was like, okay, I'm taking a star off for this. They have this cover for him that he's Department of Transportation, and not even Federal Department of Transportation, Virginia Department of Transportation. Get a better cover. Like, I mean, like, I'm sorry, like, just be like, we live in Virginia. hey, I work for the federal government, but what I do is like technically classified, so like I can't really talk about what I do, and sometimes I gotta travel for work.
Well,
done. You don't have to be like, I work for the CIA. I work for the NSA. Like
the Department of Transportation cover was, I think they kind of like hide it in a little bit nicely, because when he's breaking out of IMF, he breaks into the building next door, which is the headquarters for the Virginia Department of Transportation. They like pan the camera down and you see the flyers, and I was like, oh. So I guess if she has like fucking Find My on his
in 2006,
yeah,
before the iPhone was invented, yeah, everyone's still using flip phones,
and then she's like, oh yeah, he is at the Virginia Department of Transportation.
Another thing that got me in this movie that I really just did not like was how he explained how a gun works to her. Like, while he's actively dying.
Well, I don't know. I feel like for people like us who really played like a lot of shooter games, it's understandable. But like a white lady in 2006,
I think like, to say like, okay, I'm giving you this gun, put the magazine in, release this button, it'll shoot. Nothing you need to do, and then when you need to reload, push it and do the same. Push this button, the mag comes out, it'll do the same thing.
Yeah.
But he's like, this is, I don't even remember what the gun was called, but he was like, this is this type of gun.
Yeah, he was like,
this type of ammo. It has
this is a Beretta 9F.
Yeah.
It shoots 9mm ammo. The magazine, well, I guess the magazine count was important because yeah. Well, but the slide just locks back when it's empty.
Yeah,
like, you don't really need to know. Okay,
so that's it's like, did Beretta like walk onto set and say like, you can use a Beretta for this, but you have to like say the word Beretta?
I mean, fucking maybe. I don't know.
Kodak clearly did that with their
thing. This Kodak disposable camera gadget will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
One of the other things, and this is like a retroactive thing I knocked the movie for, is I think, first off, this was the biggest that the team has ever been. Because the team was a combination of Luther's team and like new people. Because you have Benji, Ethan, Declan, Zen, Luther, and technically Lawrence Fishburne's character.
I guess, yeah.
And Billy Crudup's character as well, but he's like a double agent. Spoilers if you haven't seen the movie. But there's like 7 people like working together in this. This is like the biggest it's ever been, because usually it's Ethan, Luther, Benji, and then like one other person, and then their handler. But their handler kind of plays like a hands-off role, unless it's Jeremy Renner for 2 movies for some reason.
Dude, oh, sorry. I just remembered something else I liked.
What?
Not Lawrence Fishburne. Fucking Luther's
Ving Rhames.
Yeah, when he's doing the whole fucking scuba diving, cut the gate thing. I love how he put his leather jacket on over his scuba suit.
Did he?
No,
I didn't. Oh,
fucking with you.
Oh, okay.
But I was wishing he did. I was honestly, like, that would have been sick.
Yeah. Going back, J.J. Abrams, remake this movie, but change only that. Do what George Lucas does and just CGI some shit onto him. Yeah, the team is like huge, and they don't bring anyone back, and they don't really give anyone an excuse to be written off.
Yeah.
And that's like kind of what pisses me off, is like there's always a new team, but somehow Benji and Luther made it through. I mean, I get that Luther and Ethan are like best friends, but like Luther's just like, okay, team, we're disbanding now that Ethan's back. Like, I don't like you guys. And then there was like this weird romantic tension between Declan and Zen that they like offhandedly mention once while they're on the skyscrapers.
Yeah.
And then they just never do anything with it. They're just like, okay, well.
They just needed to dash a little something in there.
Yeah. I was excited to see Benji in this movie. Finally.
Me too. I wish he played a bigger role.
I forgot how like offhanded he was. Like he was just kind of there, and you can tell that like they were like, okay. Well, I mean, this was supposed to be the last movie, but like you can tell that he like they didn't know what they wanted to do with him yet.
They didn't have it in the budget to give him a bigger
role. He was just a guy. He was the second guy in a chair.
Yeah.
Luther was the guy in the field.
Oh,
the fucking scene where he's in the van and all the keyboards.
Yeah, dude, that was sick.
All the keyboards like pop up.
They have like fucking what, like 6 fucking 50 caliber sniper rifles that have belt-fed drum magazines on them, which doesn't make sense, and like cameras all over it so he can control it. And then shit starts popping off, and he do, and he's hitting all these buttons and fucking flicking the knobs and shit. And I was like, he's fucking some shit up right now. Like, you put that clip of him onto like old Skrillex song and like sync it up nice so it looks like he's making the sounds, that would be pretty funny.
Yeah. This was also one of those movies where it had a lot of people in it who weren't A-list yet.
Mm-hmm.
And like you kind of look back on it and you're like, this is technically an ensemble cast. Like,
I don't know what that means.
So an ensemble cast is like when you have like Oppenheimer was an ensemble cast.
Oh, where it's like all,
it's like there's not like,
or like what Odyssey is gonna be. It's
yeah,
always like the top, all the top actors at once. Yeah,
because you have Tom Cruise, Philip Seymour Hoffman, who are just huge at the time.
Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne
again, huge
at the time, coming off Matrix.
Ving Rhames, obviously pretty big name actor at the time too. But then you have Billy Crudup, who's like insanely famous, went on to play Dr. Manhattan in Watchmen. Mm-hmm. He also plays the best TV character ever in the morning show. And then you have you have Benji, right? Mm-hmm. Simon Pegg's pretty famous. But then you just have like Aaron Paul.
Yeah.
Like
Aaron Paul popped up and I fucking soy jacked at the screen.
He's in a lot of movies. There was another movie, I forget what it was, but there was another movie I was watching and he was just in it and I was like,
he's in like some Need for Speed movie.
Well, and then I like looked it up and I was like, oh, this movie was made before Breaking Bad was a thing.
Yeah.
Like, so he just was doing shit.
Yeah.
Like just to get by. But yeah, this movie had like a lot of people in it and none of them come back.
Yeah.
None of them come. It's just Ethan, Benji, and Luther. Lawrence Fishburne inexplicably retires from IMF in between 2006 and 2011 and Jeremy Renner takes his place.
Well, I mean, you got regime changes. Probably was.
Yeah, that's true. This series,
Obama came in and he was like,
well, nope. This series started under the Clinton administration and ended under the Biden administration. So you got what? Clinton, Bush, Obama, Trump, Joe.
Just Joe.
He's just Joe. Big Joe. So you got six presidential administrations.
Yeah.
4 different presidents, but 6 administrations. And I mean, there was a tangible difference between, well, okay, I guess it didn't technically end with Trump 2, but imagine the movie ends with Trump 2.0. They got Ethan being like, Ethan, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to kill all the immigrants.
All of the immigrants from the country, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just interesting how they like kind of continuously switch up the handlers.
Do you know what I'm pissed about this movie?
Okay, Leia, let's talk about one of your negatives, because I don't really have a lot of negatives other than just some of the random shit that they kind of like write off.
Them like killing Philip Seymour Hoffman and not letting me see like
his body.
Yeah, I was like, come on.
That's
like, okay. Let me see his head get cut off by a truck.
So that's another thing is like, is it Damien or Davian?
I thought it was Damien. Damien. His first name was
Davian,
Owen, right?
Davian with a V, like Dave, Ian.
Okay.
Owen Davian, yeah.
Dumb name, second grade.
Maybe it's biased because I do like Philip Seymour Hoffman a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Retroactively, again, the fact that this movie is like sets up 7 and 8, the premise for 7 and 8. Mm-hmm. They killed him in this movie, so they couldn't bring him back, and that's like the whole thing. Is like Davian is supposed to be like his Joker. Mm-hmm. Like he's supposed to be the Lex Luthor, the Darth Vader of Ethan Hunt. Like he's the arch nemesis because he's like so personal. And in 7 and 8, you'll see when we watch them, there is no villain like that. Like there is, but there isn't. Mm-hmm. Like there's a villain who turns out to be kind of just a lieutenant, but the villain in the movie doesn't really have a connection to Ethan in that way. And so it's like, I really kind of wish that they wouldn't have killed Davian, and I feel like they wish they wouldn't have killed Davian too.
Yeah.
Because like they could have brought him back to be like the middleman to kind of sew everything together. But
I mean, I guess they still could have technically, because like I said, we didn't actually see the body. So I'm just assuming he got his head cut off by that truck, but he could have just like been really fucking injured and in a coma for a little bit and then made a full recovery and then came back being like, oh, you thought you killed me, Ethan?
That's true. They do that there's a movie, one of these movies, they do that where someone like dies and then it's like, no, they didn't die, they came back, but it's not like
so they definitely could have.
Yeah. I mean, Philip Seymour Hoffman is now not with us anymore. But yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he died.
Oh, when?
Oh, a long time ago. Let's see. 2014.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
okay.
He died like 12 years ago.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, he was like one of those people where when he died, a lot of people were like, wow. Or like Robin Williams level of like,
yeah,
like tragic. Because he's only been in 71 movies, which is not like a lot when you like
it's
really,
about 70 more than I've been in.
That's true. But when you look at like people like you look at oh god, what's his name? Robert De Niro, he's been in like 300 movies.
Oh geez.
So it's like, you know, he also was in a lot of smaller stuff.
Was Philip Seymour Hoffman wasn't in the A-Team, was he?
No. Who are you thinking of in the A-Team?
The general guy that's like, cause I was listening to his voice. I can't remember what the general guy looks like, but I was listening to his voice and I was like, wow, he sounds the same.
Oh, the guy who ends up dressing up at the guy who's supposed to be dead and ends up dressing up. Okay. Let's see. Gerald
like Hannibal, please.
Yeah, Gerald McRaney is his name. No, I think they have a similar cadence to their voice. Yeah. Philip Seymour Hoffman definitely has a very like recognizable voice, like the way he plays his characters. He's in all of the Hunger Games movies, I think.
Really?
All of them? Let's see. Yeah, 3 of them. Sorry, he's in Catching Fire, Mockingjay, and Mockingjay Part 2. So he's in the last 3.
I didn't know those came out before he died. That's crazy.
I think he died while filming Mockingjay Part 2.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, because Mockingjay Part 2 came out in 2015, yeah. So I think he died while filming it. Or like they had just wrapped, or maybe they didn't have like the opportunity to do reshoots with him or something like that. But I know that he died, like that was his last movie, was Mockingjay Part 2.
What a terrible movie.
Have you ever seen them? Have you ever seen them before?
I have stopped watching after I think the second one.
Apparently they're really good. I want to watch them because I like Jennifer Lawrence, but I just haven't gotten around to watching because I'm not into the dystopian shit.
I mean, anymore. I like dystopian shit, but the way Hunger Games did it, kind of fucking weird. There's a whole lot of shit I can go into on that, but that's not the topic of today's episode.
Is not the topic. Okay. Let's read some reviews from Letterboxd for this movie.
Okay.
See what the consensus is between everyone.
Where's my list?
Before we give our own consensus. So this movie on Letterboxd has a 3.4. I do not take Letterboxd curves seriously because it's just you'll watch your favorite movie of all time and find out it's a 2.4 average score on Letterboxd, and it's just like, okay. So we'll read let's read a high scoring review and a low scoring review and a middle review.
I'm trying to figure out how many stars I want to give this in my ranking.
Okay, here's a 5-star review from Darth Yoda 66. Mission Impossible 3 is where the franchise truly finds its footing and roars back to life. If Fallout didn't exist, this would easily be my favorite entry in the series. It's relentless from start to finish, stripping away the excess and delivering a tightly wound, high-stakes thriller that never lets up. The pacing is superb. There's a constant sense of urgency that drives the film forward without ever feeling overwhelming. J.J. Abrams injects the series with more grounded, emotionally charged energy, giving Ethan Hunt real personal stakes for the first time and making every mission feel genuinely dangerous. And then there's Philip Seymour Hoffman. His performance as Owen Davian isn't just the best villain in Mission Impossible franchise, it's one of the greatest villains in modern blockbuster cinema, full stop. Cold, terrifying, and utterly convincing, Hoffman brings quite a menace that makes every scene he's in crackle with dread. The way he dominates the film with grand without grand speeches or flashy theatrics is extraordinary. God, he was a triumph of a man, and his loss is still deeply felt. The action sequences are intense, attentive, and brutally effective, perfectly balanced with character moments that actually matter. Everything here clicks in a way the franchise hadn't managed before, setting the template for what Mission Impossible would go on to become. Smart, ruthless, and endlessly gripping, Mission Impossible 3 is a 5-star comeback that redefined the series and cemented its legacy, a near-perfect action thriller, and one of the franchise's absolute high points.
I don't think he was that menacing of a villain.
I don't think he was that menacing of a villain. But like I will say this: the final scene they're in together in like the weird hospital thing. He like picks Ethan up and like slams him down, and I was like, oh damn, he would make a good Kingpin.
Yeah,
like he'd make a good brute villain, like in a comic book movie. Not that I want to throw him into a comic book movie because it's Philip Seymour Hoffman, but like like he would make a good Kingpin.
Yeah, like I just don't think he was that menacing or that terrifying of a villain because he's essentially just an arms dealer. And then they're like,
he's just a jackass. That's the whole thing.
The first time he shows up on screen, he gets fucking hoed and kidnapped, and then he gets made into a bitch on the plane. And then after that, he gets rescued, whatever, and then he like kills his assistant, and then he beats the shit out of Ethan. He didn't do anything too villain worthy aside from kidnapping Ethan's girlfriend. The villain in 2, I forget the guy's name, but I think that is a much better like.
He was crazy.
Antagonist.
He was crazy.
Yeah.
He's just a jackass. The first time, like, they kidnap him, right? They kidnap Davian, and then on the plane, he's just like, do you have a wife? Do you have a girlfriend? I'm going to kill her. And it's like, you're just a jackass. Like, you're not, like, you didn't really, like, you don't even know who this guy is. You don't have this connection beyond him kidnapping you.
Yeah.
Like,
also, he got his first name only, just Ethan.
And managed to do all this. Yeah.
Yeah. And while he is being extracted by his team of like dudes dressed in all black, they somehow managed to simultaneously find his wife and kidnap her. He just got extracted. How did he pass along the information to his people that, oh, this guy's name is Ethan? That's all I know about him.
I'm assuming because he was working with Musgraves.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But I will say this. Have you ever seen Skyfall?
Yes.
I think Javier Bardem's character in that, I don't remember his name. That's how you do a villain where you have like a menacing kind of revenge-filled villain that has no connection to the character. Like him and Bond did not have history together. Like Bond literally was like, who the fuck are you, dude?
Yeah.
And he still like was able to like break Bond technically, like in that movie. And so I'm not saying that Philip Seymour Hoffman did a bad job in this movie. I think he did a phenomenal job. I think Owen Davian's a great villain. I just don't think he was like, I wouldn't venture to call him the greatest villain.
Yeah.
I think if anything, Henry Cavill's character is a better villain than Owen Davian in Fallout. Like, because again, I think the crucial thing here is, even though he meets Henry Cavill's character, I don't remember his name, in Fallout, they get history together in Fallout, and then it leads to this whole like culmination of things. Like the way that Owen Davian is brought into the story is just like, we're looking for the rabbit's foot, and it's happened to be handled by this guy named Owen Davian. So, like, it could just be anyone.
Yeah.
It could have been Osama bin Laden for all they cared, you know? And so I wouldn't venture to call him the greatest, but he's definitely a good character, and Philip Seymour Hoffman played him very well. Yeah, I just don't think he was menacing. He was just a kingpin.
Yeah, I think he was just
kind of a mob boss.
Yeah, I think the acting for that character was good, but in terms of the actual, like, this guy is the worst, I just wasn't getting that impression.
No, and I think that's intentionally written. I don't think it was meant to be this, like, again, the series was supposed to end here.
Yeah.
That's why they killed him. That, it was supposed to be this kind of, we don't need to do this whole development thing of like back and forth with them because it's going to end. Okay, let me read you another review. This is a half star, the lowest you can rate it.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure this person's name is Darth Anal.
What the fuck is with these Star Wars
Darth Anyal.
Yeah.
So unless it's Darth Anyal, Darth Anal. Batshit, this was from October. Batshit really, but sequels. Oh, bit shit really, It's clearly British. Bit shit, really, but sequels do start going downhill. I mean, where the hell, this person's just mad. Where the hell did Naya go? Me too. The person who was literally going to kill herself for Ethan, and suddenly it's like, oh yeah, no, she's not there, no explanation. First movie I found out what IMF stood for, Mission Impossible Force. Like, OMG, sounds like the group name for a group of teens in an animated kid show. Couldn't take anything serious after that.
How do you not put together they said it in the first one? Did they not?
You just weren't paying attention. They did.
Also, it's called Mission Impossible, and the group they're a part of is called IMF. You can't put together like what that stands for without them telling you.
Literally. Okay. Let's see if I can find a third one. When did the first Bourne? Look up when the first Bourne movie came out.
Bourne movie.
Because this person said, this is a 3-star review. Second watch, and I'm a little more forgiving to this film, but just a smidge. It's trying to be a Bourne film, and I'm not watching a Mission Impossible film for gritty action. Generally a forgettable entry to the series, but Philip Seymour Hoffman and Ving Rhames make the film for me.
Bourne Identity came out in 2002.
Okay, so this was after that, so 2006.
Yeah. 2002, 2004.
You know what's
2007,
interesting? This movie came out in
2016.
This movie came out in 2006, but it would have been filmed in 2004-ish, 5, probably about a year before it came out, right? Which means that even though Batman Begins came out in 2005, this movie would have kind of avoided that as it was filming. Because there's this phenomenon that happened is Christopher Nolan said, I'm doing this grounded version of Batman. And it's going to be dark and gritty and realistic. Oh, did you fucking notice that he did the stupid bar fight thing?
Oh, yeah. When he was fighting the dude at the end, yes. I was like, he's putting like his hands on his head and hitting him with his elbows like fucking Batman does all the time in like the third Batman movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Again, Chris Nolan, I'm in your walls. I know you've watched this fucking movie and liked it. And I know it because I read the book, but I know you like this fucking movie.
I was thinking he was just doing that because like his head was hurting and he's like, oh, my head hurts. Oh, well, my elbows are here, so let me just beat the shit out of him.
No,
I was like, wait, Batman does that same shit.
Yeah, like, Chris Nolan. But yeah, so Chris Nolan releases Batman Begins, and he did this, grounded take on Batman. And I think Batman Begins is a perfectly fine film. I don't think it's anything groundbreaking. I think I think it's the most comic booky of the three. And I really like it for that. Like it's, there's the gliding scene and the Scarecrow. Like the other ones are very tame. But
better Rachel in that one than The Dark Knight.
I do think there was a difference in quality of Rachel. Yeah. I do like Maggie Gyllenhaal. It's funny. Katie Holmes, the girl who played Rachel in Batman Begins, married to Tom Cruise. That was his first wife. That's who he has kids with. Not anymore. They're not married anymore.
The kids died?
No, they're not dead.
Oh.
But yeah, he releases this movie. It's this gritty, realistic take of Batman. It's not, the previous one, which is Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
And it did really well, and a lot of people liked it. But every producer and studio in Hollywood took the wrong message from it, which was, let's make everything dark and gritty and, realistic.
Yeah.
And I think this movie largely avoided that. And I think that's really good that they took that 5-year break, because I feel like if they would have made another one of these in like 2008, it would have made it more like, it would have been very much the Bourne franchise.
Yeah.
As far as like what this person is saying, like the dark and gritty and like, high octane, but like super serious. And this series really, I think its strength is absolutely leaning into just the lunacy of it. Like it's not,
it's the best when it's just batshit crazy and shit doesn't make sense.
And that's the whole thing. So I'm not going to spoil it because you've probably seen the trailer for the last Mission Impossible movie where they're on the biplanes.
Yeah.
First off, that entire sequence is like a 45-minute long sequence. It is like 45. It cuts between two teams.
How long is the last movie?
3 hours.
Oh my!
It's like 2 hours and 55 minutes.
God damn it!
I will tell you this. It's one of those movies that it does not feel like 3 hours. It's like Oppenheimer, where you watch it and you're like, oh shit, Like,
fucking better not. I'm gonna have to get here at like 9 a.m. to watch that shit.
The title card for the last movie, 45 minutes into the movie. It's so fucking cool. You're like, you forget that you're even watching the movie, and then all of a sudden it's like dun dun, and you're like, oh shit, God. This was the beginning. They do 2 missions.
2 impossible missions.
They do 2 missions before the title card sequence comes on.
Oh my God.
Like, imagine in this movie, they go to Germany, and then they also like do the bridge scene and then the title card sequence. That's basically kind of how the last movie goes. It's really cool. But the last, I'm not going to spoil it too much, but I'm just going to give you kind of a preview. That biplane sequence is like 45 minutes long, and it cuts between Ethan and the rest of the team doing what they need to be doing. The entire biplane sequence has no dialogue. It is just the wind of like what you would hear if you're flying in a plane. So it's like a silent movie.
Yeah, who the fuck is he supposed to be talking to?
Well, he's fighting the villain, and so they have headsets.
They're supposed to be talking to each other?
Yeah. I mean, but like
Tom Cruise and the villain?
What I'm saying is it's like it's structured like a Charlie Chaplin silent film.
Okay.
Like it's like it plays out like a 1920s silent film.
Like every now and then it's just like a colorful background and it says "fuck you."
No, but it could. But it's also like there's a lot of gags in it.
Okay.
And it's just like it's a complete genre shift. Like it's still a spy movie and they're still like fighting on these planes. But it's like there's a scene where he punches the villain and it's like the most cartoony punch ever. Like it's like an old like Batman like thwap punch. It doesn't say thwap or whatever, but like you could. Again, they could have put it on there and no one would have batted an eye. And it's like it leans into shit like that. The series leans into shit like that. Oh my God. And it's so good.
It would be fucking amazing. See, Tom Cruise needs to hire me for the next one. That scene, which is how cartoony it sounds, you can do some of that cartoony, like make it say thwap on the screen shit. If before that fight happens, the bad guy doses Tom Cruise with LSD. And then
exactly.
Yeah. And then you're seeing it, you're like interpreting it from Tom Cruise's point of view where he punches him and he sees pow.
Yeah.
Like in the spiky bubble. Yeah.
So I think that's where this series really gets off, is it just gets off on like being super unserious but leaning into it. And when a movie tries to be serious in an unserious scenario, it falls flat on its face.
Yeah.
It's not great. And so I think that's where this really shines. And I don't think that's different here. I think J.J. Abrams definitely brought the tone down a lot. Like it was very much like a kind of a grittier version than we've seen. Like it was not 2. 2 was just over the top.
It was amazing.
Over the top. But you still got the moments like Humpty Dumpty sits on a wall. You know, you still get stuff like that. So I wouldn't venture to say this was like trying to be a Bourne movie.
Yeah.
I think it very much still succeeded in doing that. Okay, let's look at the Rotten Tomatoes score. See how the critics versus the audience really likes this movie. Okay.
Fuck the critics. There needs to be a proletariat uprising and we need to take over Rotten Tomatoes from the critics.
Do you know how Rotten Tomatoes even works?
People submit reviews.
Yeah, but they had to throttle it because people were being racist to...
Oh, yeah, that reminds me.
They were being racist to someone, and they had to throttle it.
The guy who's the boss above Tom Cruise.
They were being racist and misogynistic to Brie Larson and, oh God, I don't know her name, but the new Captain Marvel movie.
Okay.
They were like, 3 women as a main? And
the guy that was above Ethan Hunt, again, I forgot his name, but he said something that I was like, okay, this guy's just racist.
His handler? Musgraves.
Yeah. Fuck, I can't remember what it was, but he was talking to Ethan and he was like, I forget what he said, but I was like, oh man, they made the bad guy racist. Like, I mean, it fits, but I just didn't see it coming.
I didn't pick up on that.
Fuck, I forgot what exactly the line was, but he said something and I was like, damn.
What the hell?
I think he was talking about Lawrence Fishburne. He said something and he like said something about Lawrence Fishburne's character.
That's crazy. Racist to your boss?
Yeah.
Oh, he called him a DEI hire.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That was so funny. Tom Cruise is always ahead of the thing.
Yeah, I was like, damn, they had like They have fucking MAGA extremists in 2006. That's crazy.
Yes. He called him an affirmative action hire.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Yeah, I picked up on that. Okay, okay. I'm gonna give you the mission, the critics' consensus of what this is. Fast-paced with eye-popping stunts and special effects, the latest Mission Impossible installment delivers everything an action fan could ask for. A thrilling summer popcorn flick.
Okay.
So based off that, what do you think critics have it at? Scale of 0 to 100, because it's percentage.
Probably 60.
60? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think the audience gave it?
80.
80.
Yeah.
Audience is usually, especially with action, it's usually higher. This is weird. They're weirdly in sync. They are not the exact same, but they are damn near. For critics, 73%.
Okay.
Audience, 70%.
Damn, so I split it. I got the fucking just right in the middle of what I said.
Yeah. Audiences definitely liked this more than the last one. I think the last one had like a 50% with audiences.
Yeah, because they're stupid.
They just weren't ready for it.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the budget for this, because I want to know what the budget is. I think I saw something about it being $150 million, which, by the way, for a first-time director for J.J. Abrams, crazy work.
That's a lot of faith.
That's a lot of. That's 2006 money too.
Yeah,
we have to do.
Well, this is good money at the time. Money was good at the time, 2006.
Yes, but money was worth less.
Yeah.
Let's see, budget versus box office. These movies are almost never successful. The fact that Tom Cruise got 8 of these made is crazy to me. Okay, so it did have a budget of 150 million. Look that up. Look up what 150 million is in today's money. I'm gonna guess it's probably close to about 250.
150 million in 2006 to today.
Yeah.
That's not 150 million. That's 150,000. 150 123 456. Calculate. 150 million in 2006 is worth $241,162,202.38 today.
So 200. Yeah, that's a really expensive movie. It's a really expensive movie.
Well, I mean, they're making fucking $1 billion movies now.
Well, that's no. Avatar's budget was still only like 250.
Wasn't Endgame like $1 billion movie?
It made $2 billion, but the budget for it was 500 million. But that included Infinity War, so about 250 each.
Okay.
So this movie was on par with that, which is crazy. So it had a budget of 150 million, so it needed about 300 to break even. It made 398.
Oh.
So it definitely cracked a profit.
Yeah.
Again, I think that the blockbusters need to crack a profit, but I don't think movies need to crack a profit. But yeah, this did pretty good. It seems like it looks like it made 134 million here, so it made almost its actual like filming budget back, but 264 million internationally. It's because they went to China.
Yeah,
I guarantee you it's because they went to China.
I was about to say the China box office numbers are probably crazy.
You go to China and they just. Do you know there's a movie? I don't know what it's called. It's the sequel to a movie in China. It's a Chinese movie. It is now the like world's like top grossing movie ever, and it made like $5 billion at the box office.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was. I just know it's a sequel.
Yeah,
which is crazy. It's not Moana. I can tell you that. Oh my God! Speaking of Moana and Dwayne Johnson, Absolute Batman. You know what Absolute Batman is?
That's like the one where he's like fucking 10 feet tall, right?
Yeah, and he's like hella bulky and he has like a hammer. It's like an Elseworlds thing. One of the kind of, big things right now on comic book Twitter and the comic book world is just kind of seeing how this series is playing out, because it's actually a really good series. But the Joker looks the way he does. He's like a fucking demon. Mr. Freeze is like a 20-foot tall, like lanky guy, and Superman has like a different story and everything like that. So they're introducing all these villains. So Superman has Absolute Superman coming out, the run's still going, and DC tweeted this thing the other day that said, next month the hierarchy of power in the DC Absolute universe is about to change because Black Adam is coming. So Superman's going to fight Absolute Black Adam, but the hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change, is what The Rock said when the Black Adam movie came out. So people are speculating that The Rock is now going to play Black Adam in the comics. Like he's given them his likeness to play in the absolute villain universe. Insane. What would you rate Mission Impossible 3 on Letterboxd?
This one I gave 4 stars.
4 stars. Yeah. I as well gave it 4 stars on my first watch. Let me see what I said.
This is my 3rd favorite one so far. So my numbers are first place, number 2, 5 stars.
Okay.
Second place, number 1, 4 stars. Number 3, 4 stars.
Okay. 2, 1, 3. Gotcha. So when I originally watched this movie, I didn't know that Billy Crudup was in it. It's the guy who plays Musgraves. I really love Billy Crudup. He's a really good actor. So my original review for this was, imagine my jaw on the floor when I pressed play and saw Billy Crudup. Like, we Crudupians stay winning, fed, and satisfied. Also, huge fan of the way JJ shot this like a Transformers movie. So I did, when I watched this over a year ago, get that this was shot like a Transformers movie. I rated it 4 stars last year. I would also still rate it 4 stars. I think there was just a couple of things, and it's not even the shit that they just didn't talk about. It's just like, you know, I do think I like what's his wife's name? Julia. I like her. I think she's a good character. I think it's a good aspect to give Ethan. I just think that she had nothing to do besides get kidnapped in this movie. Yeah. And I hate when female characters are just getting kidnapped. You're not Princess Peach.
I hate that women have periods, man. I wish it was me.
Wish it was me. Wish it was me on a kidney stone.
I wish it was me getting broken up with by my boyfriend and passing a kidney stone while I'm on my period.
Yeah. I rated it 4 stars. I'll keep it at 4. So, anything else for this?
Nope.
Okay. Well,
I just wish Tom Cruise's hair was longer.
Okay. First off, the guy who plays Declan was hot. But Tom Cruise looks really good in this movie.
Yeah, he does.
I think he starts to go downhill in 4, 5, and 6. And then when he turned 60 and started doing 7 and 8, he got hotter for some reason. I don't know why.
I feel like he's just always looked the same. Like he just froze.
Have you ever seen Heat?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Do you know what Heat is?
Yeah.
Okay. So the guy who directed it, Michael Mann. He has another movie called Collateral, and it has Jamie Foxx and Tom Cruise in it. Tom Cruise is a guy who's an assassin who wears a gray suit and has gray hair, but he's like just Tom Cruise's age in 2004.
Okay.
And also wears sunglasses in midnight in LA. And it's like the funniest shit ever. Tom Cruise does not look good with gray hair. There's a rumor that he dyes his hair. Keep dyeing it, King. If you're listening, keep dyeing it. Do not let that gray hair come out. You were not meant to have gray hair. I would rank this the same as I've been ranking it. I think these movies just keep consistently getting better for me. I think the first one kind of shaky. Second one was a little wonky, but fun. Third one, I think it starts to understand what it wants to be. So,
yeah, I'm hoping they get better. I have to add more stars.
I was thinking about it the other day, and I do think that I'm gonna start to run into some trouble when we get, because my favorite one as of now is the last one. I think it's the perfect ending. I think it's very hard for franchises and series and whatevers to stick a landing at the end. I don't know. Have you ever seen the last Bond movie, No Time to Die with Daniel Craig? No. Sorry. It was very evident that everyone was ready to be done with that franchise. Yeah. Like even Daniel Craig was clearly like, I'm done. It was a fine movie, but it was also like 3 hours long, and I was like, this didn't need to be 3 hours long. And they tried to do the thing with Davian that they did in that movie, where the villain was like some guy that Bond supposedly knew and never had heard of. But I think that Mission Impossible Final Reckoning managed to tie up all loose ends, minus Julia, perfectly. Like it landed, everything ended. I was not unsatisfied with the ending. There's some things about it that I did not like off premise, but like it was necessary to the story, if you get what I'm saying. Like it was just like, I don't like that happened, but it had to happen kind of thing.
Yeah.
So my favorite is 8, but I have a feeling that when I get back to Fallout, I might say that that's my favorite again of this, because Fallout's just so cool. It's also just so slapstick because Henry Cavill refuses to die in it. Dies like 5 times. But yeah. Where would you rank this movie? Let us know in the comments on YouTube, which is Learning Curve Pod. And new YouTube episodes every Thursday at 2:30 now, not 2:15.
Oh, did I set it to 2:30?
The last 2 weeks have been 2:30, which is fine because I usually forget, and then I remember around 2:30. So
okay.
Works for me.
It'll be Thursday afternoon at some point. I'll keep switching it up. Just turn notifications on.
Yeah. Right next to the like button and the subscribe button, little bell icon. Instagram is Learning Curve Podcast. Twitter is Learn Curve Pod. Bluesky is learningcurvepod.bsky.social. TikTok is Learning Curve Podcast. One of my random posts that wasn't... Oh, my postal inspector post kind of started getting a little bit of traction for no reason. I was like, okay,
people
cool.
Fuck with the postal inspector.
I hyped it up.
Like I started seeing so much postal inspector content on my TikTok after you posted that.
I hyped it up like we talked about it. Just didn't. We talked about it for like 5 seconds.
Oh, maybe that's what the next episode headline will be. I'll do like the postal inspector's best cases.
Do it next week because next week's your episode. And it's our 52nd episode.
Yeah.
It's technically not our 1-year anniversary because we took many days off last year.
Yeah.
But it is on a timeline wise.
52.
52 is a year, so it is like a year of releases. We've done 1 full year of releases next week. TikTok, Learning Curve Podcast, Bodhi's Twitch, Shrink3Dink. My Twitch is ChefCram_. If you're listening on Apple or Spotify or any other podcast service, give us a rating and review. It's really important. Hit subscribe, hit notifications so you know when new episodes come out every Wednesday, 3 a.m. when I post them. But yeah, I think I was looking at the calendar. Next week's your episode. Mm-hmm. So postal inspector, maybe. Who knows?
I'm hoping I find something good. I will look into it, but if it's boring, I'm just gonna have to find something else.
Bodhi doesn't know. Bodhi won't know till Friday.
Yeah.
And then the next week. So I was looking at this. Next week, the episode will come out on the 3rd.
Okay.
Right. And then the next week, the episode will come out on the 10th, which is the week of Valentine's Day, which works out perfectly because I have a Valentine's Day episode planned for us.
Okay.
It's going to be real interesting.
You going to talk about the real history of Valentine's Day?
Nope.
Aw.
Nope. I'm going to need some help. We're going to have to phone 2 friends for this episode.
Uh-oh.
So.
I don't know if I have that many.
You know both of them.
Okay.
You live with one of them.
Okay.
So. We'll see.
Alrighty.
Until next time.
All right.
Oh, no. What are you going to fucking say?
I was just going to say, we're just going to have to hope she's awake by the time we're recording.
Oh, we need, it's not like, we don't need her on the episode. We need her to do stuff before the episode.
Oh, same okay. When you said phone a friend, I thought we were calling her while we were on the episode.
No.
Okay.
No guest appearances yet. Joe will be our first guest appearance, maybe in Reno.
I was about to say, we should record in Reno when we go up there. Do it in the hotel room.
Oh, do it on the casino floor.
No, there's no way we can
walk around with our little mics.
There's no way we can do that.
We'll be like, we're super famous vloggers, guys. We're part of Andrew Tate's team.
Oh.
We're going to be super annoying and get banned. All right. Until next time.
Bye-bye.